Between Sessions handles a variety of mental health and sexual issues using adult language. Listen at your own risk. Hello and welcome to Between Sessions. I'm Shauna Wilder, licensed professional counselor and certified holistic sex therapist. And I know what you're thinking, but no, I didn't actually have the best sex ever last night. Boo, I know. Welcome to our Christmas show.
Yay!
With me, as always, is Sid, the producer. Hello, Sid.
Hello.
How's it going?
I am festive today.
You
Just trying to disappear.
the Festivus like the rest of us.
The Festivus like the rest of us.
What is that? Homer disappearing into the bush?
Yes.
Full bush?
He's ignoring. Yes.
Nice. I've got peanuts.
Nice.
Yay.
Yeah, at least you got a classic.
It's like, I don't.
This is a generational difference. I'm just throwing that out there. We're not even that far apart in age, but this is definitely a generational difference.
What? How?
Because mine is The Simpsons and yours is Peanuts.
No, I understand.
Do you think I ever watched Peanuts?
Do you think? Okay.
Uh-huh.
Fine.
Uh-huh.
I love The Simpsons.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
But I've never watched Peanuts.
But you've never watched the Christmas special?
No.
With the little tree? The sad little fucking tree?
Do.
They're all dancing, all stupid.
No, absolutely not.
Oh. Okay.
Snoopy was not my jam. And the bird's name was Woodstock.
I know. Hey, he didn't talk.
I was born in the 80s.
That
It's
one,
not me.
Woodstock made little like cheap noises.
Did he?
A little. They were kind of the Jay and Silent Bob of the Peanuts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could see that.
Anyway.
My God,
Okay.
did Kevin Smith take his inspiration from Woodstock and Snoopy? That's amazing.
So Christmas is coming.
Christmas is almost here.
The holidays.
Holidays, I mean, half the holidays have
all of
already
them.
happened.
That's
but
very
yeah.
true. Yeah. So what are you looking forward to with Christmas? Anything? Got plans?
I mean, I get to see my nieces
Okay.
and my
That's
nephew.
nice.
I don't think I'm going to see my nephew this year, but I get to see my nieces. So that's
All
cool.
right. That is good.
Yeah.
That's really cute.
Some of them are still young, so that's fun.
Do you have anything on your Christmas wish list?
Oh my God. Healthcare.
Healthcare.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Next year.
that's a good one.
Next year's healthcare. That would be fantastic.
That's how you know when you're a grown up, when you like actually like getting socks.
Yeah.
You like get things that you need. Like
Grandma-
healthcare would be good.
Grandma knitted you some socks. Oh, great. Cool. Are they wool?
Bonus. I'll take it.
I'll take it.
Exactly. All right. So what do we have on the schedule today?
Today, again, I have two messages that will be
Mm-hmm.
very interesting.
The jolliest of jolly messages.
Who have called in and left a message from listeners
Okay.
or comments, which is
Love.
great. And then I have a caller lined up in the middle.
In the middle, we got a little sandwich, huh?
Getting a little sandwich action
A
going
little
on.
Oreo cookie for the holidays.
Yeah. I mean,
Love it.
some people love the messages, some people love the live. So
Mm.
I'm going to make the Christmas happen for everybody.
And we can just take what we can get. And that's what happens here.
Luckily enough, we are getting really good responses. So we're not running out of things, but don't stop calling. We do need,
Please.
we need more things.
Seriously, don't. Please keep calling.
Even if I don't make it on the show, I just love hearing your confessions. It's kind of like a church confessional at this point.
Some of them, we got to tidy it up a little bit for air. Some of them have been a little spicy.
The elusive or the illicit ones,
I love the spicy
you
stuff.
got to cut it down.
Exactly.
You got to cut it down. It's too
Mhm.
much.
Vulgar.
Very vulgar.
Indecent and vulgar. That's what we do here.
Yes, it is.
The trashy podcast.
Otherwise, we wouldn't be in business.
I know. I love it. Yay. Sex.
All right, so
Okay.
we're going to go ahead and get it started with Michael today.
Great.
And he left a message on the hotline.
682-422-7732. 682-422-7732.
She's good at that.
Okay.
Hey, Shauna. Love the show, but I have a problem with my partner. Instead of telling me that she's horny or just asking if I want to have sex with her, she will just give me a kiss or touch me as a hint to show that she's in the mood. The problem, though, is that sometimes she'll kiss me or touch me. It's nothing more than that, just a kiss and a touch.
That's kind of the point.
And so plenty of times I've misread that as a hint and consequently end up getting shut down.
Oh.
Of course, now that brings me to not even following through on her hints and her getting frustrated. Of
Can't
course,
have
I
it
only
both
find
ways.
out the next morning that she was trying to initiate sex because she was horny and I should have done something about it, at that time. As you can understand, I can't help but feel annoyed. I'm constantly preached to about good direct communication, but I feel like all this hinting shit is the opposite of that.
I agree.
Yeah.
I've literally asked her to directly just tell me what she wants,
Right
but
in the
apparently
face.
that is an insurmountable hurdle. Any advice you could provide would be greatly appreciated. Thank you. Have a great day.
Aw. Okay. Well, so
He's flattering you so he can get his way. So let's get that straight first. He knows his audience.
the flattery might work. Although that is my literal job here.
Yep.
So the flattery, is not necessary, but appreciated. So
Not discouraged.
that's fine. I'm okay with it. Okay. This is super classic. This happens all the time. Research has actually even shown that like women's attempts to initiate are usually so subtle that men miss it. So like this happens a lot. The problem I have with this though is like when she gets angry when he's not psychic.
Yeah. Why do you take it so personally when you're not mind reading?
Well, one, women don't have long history of getting shut down.
Yeah. Oh, I'm very aware.
Let's just
Yeah.
So we have not built that rejection muscle
Nope.
very much, right? Also, nobody likes getting shut down when they are horny.
Right.
He doesn't.
Especially.
But yeah.
Especially when you're horny.
Right.
Being shut down when you're not horny is a little less bad.
How are you getting shut down when you're not horny? Are you initiating when you're not horny?
You're throwing it out,
So just kind of
throwing the line in, see what happens.
I'm about 20%. Let's see what happens.
This probably could have been addressed in a lot of my relationships.
I was going to say, is this your therapy now? Okay.
Well, it's kind of.
Well, anyways. Okay. So yeah, I dislike the way that like now he's in the wrong because he's, hasn't figured it out or whatever. So we talked about this in a past episode. This girl's got a whole lot of shame around her sexuality, right?
Purity culture.
Yeah. She also has this idea that initiating or taking the lead is bad somehow. That's not erotic for her, right? So to step too far out overtly and be like, hey, let's do it, that's too much for her. That kills the mood. So big takeaway is go to therapy. Like she
pretty self-serving.
Really, sweetheart. Like you need to work some things out here. Like you're putting him in a bad position. You're putting yourself in a bad position because if you're doing these like low bar bids for sex and he's not getting it, you're screwing yourself over. Right? Because now she's not getting the sex she wants.
Yeah, you're shortchanging both of you.
Yeah. And also she, I don't think this is coming up, but like she could also be mad that she's not getting the points for initiating. Right? Because if she thinks that she's initiating and he is missing it, then that doesn't count. Right?
Okay.
So, because how many times do we hear...
It's like a Quiznos punch card?
Yeah. I get a free one. No, we hear men call in and they're like, I want my wife to initiate. I'm tired of doing it.
Yeah, that's
right?
quite frequent.
So she's trying to. She thinks she is. He's missing it. But at the same token, he's showing the frustration here where it's like, you're not going to train me like Pavlov's dog that every time you kiss me, I'm going to go, sex? Sex now? Touch penis now?
Well,
that's not.
But again, if it was something that they agreed upon as the bell ringing,
sure,
right?
Sure,
that's okay. You can salivate when you hear the bell ring.
Look at you learning, Sydney.
Don't use the same thing.
I am so proud of you right now because doesn't this sound like a past episode?
It does sound like a past episode, as a matter of fact,
where we said you got to have a talk.
Gotta have a talk
about the overt sign. Okay. She has to be able to do something more. It doesn't have to be her, pushing you down and sitting on your face.
Right.
Like it doesn't have to be that big. Encouraged, but not necessary.
Right.
Okay. It doesn't even have to be verbal. She doesn't have to look at you and say, I want you right now. Let's go. Like that may be too much, but it has to be unmistakable and not like anything else. Because the problem is that again, there's the ladder. He's moving up the ladder. She's moving up the ladder, but he doesn't know where the sign is to like do more, progress more, whatever. And so she's getting angry if he progresses too much, too far, too fast.
Right.
She's angry if he doesn't progress. So it sounds like
or doesn't read her progression.
Right.
Right.
So it's not working out either way here. Right. So they have to agree. Okay. So what is something that you can do? It may not be my suggestion, but it could be your suggestion, but it can't be confused with anything else. So it can't be kissing. It can't be a grab on the butt.
Right.
Because honestly, and I think I've talked about this before. You want to preserve a sense of playfulness. You want to allow those lower down on the ladder, like fun, sexy things to happen that don't always lead to sex, because you don't want to create a situation where instantly touching leads to sex. And I will say this as a side note, men are at a point socialized to think that all touch equals sex. When you have a little girl and a little boy, they basically operate about the same. You will see them both go into preschool, and the boy will go and hug his friend or take his friend's hand the same way a little girl will. But there's a point where we teach boys, don't do that.
So the only time they get touched.
Exactly.
Okay.
It goes into violent or competitive play like sports.
Right.
Or sex. Because what we teach young boys is don't hug your boyfriend. Somebody's going to think you're gay. Don't hug that little girl. Her dad's going to get upset.
But put on a Speedo and go sit in a circle and try to wrestle each other to the ground.
Yeah, basically.
Right.
And even at a point, parents take physical touch away from their sons because
fathers especially, right?
Yes, but also mothers, because you don't want to like make him soft or a mama's boy. You can't coddle him. Right. And also he's becoming a young sexual man. So you don't want to confuse anything or make that weird. And so the world shrinks down to this. And it is appropriate to think that we progress with physical affection. We start with low amounts.
Right.
And we move up. So that is normal to the human mind. But when a guy thinks, oh, it all goes directly to P and V.
This is where it goes.
Yeah.
Because that's the only time you get touched.
Yes.
Right.
And if you lean into that, then you get a bad situation over and over and over again. Okay. So we don't want to encourage that. We want to encourage the fun, sexy, I slap your butt, flirty, haha kind of stuff on the bottom. Right. So not all of that touching has to lead to sex. We need to keep that open. So she needs to come up with something that is unmistakable. Like I said, she's going to set the family Bible out on the coffee table or something. I don't care what it is.
I was going to suggest the coaster like Fogo de Chao that you flip over to let them know to keep bringing you food. Yeah.
That'd be, you could even do that with like one side vagina, one side butt. And you just go like, here's what I'm up for tonight.
New merch coming soon.
We could have a whole set of coasters and there's like a different act on each side. There's like 4 of them. So we got like 8 different things.
Hey, there's a lot of group parties going on recently. We could sell them in sets of 8 and just make it a thing.
Or she looks at you and goes like, so do you feel like dessert? That could be code.
Is this like it could be 30-plus-year-old rainbow party is essentially what we're creating at this point?
It's whatever she can agree to do that is clearly a signal and not confusing with anything else. But also go to therapy. Like she needs to work through some stuff, obviously. Like she's not really comfortable either way. And there's a lot of emotion tied up with sexuality here.
It's a conversation that probably would be best done with a moderator.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
And having some prep work beforehand would definitely help that.
Would definitely help. Yeah.
But it sounds like you're both on the same path. Like you both are very interested in making this a reality. And
it sounds like you're both very interested in each other.
Yeah, that's even better.
Because you could be that dude where his wife goes, I just don't want it the way that you do. I just don't need it the way that you do.
That's true.
That's a killer.
But she does. Hey.
But she's just very ambiguous.
There you go.
Okay. Now it's time for the desired data, the lab coat lowdown, the citation sensation. It's time for Science Says, where we see what science has to say about sex.
Citation.
You like that?
It's so good.
It's so stupid. All right. So today, the big question is, do people who use hookup apps actually have more sex?
No way.
Yep. You don't think so?
No way.
Okay. Research finds that on average, app users have a greater number of partners, but they don't have sex more often than non-users. So it's really more about the novelty than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
It would be tempting to assume that people who use hookup apps are probably having more sex. After all, the goal of these apps is to facilitate sexual encounters. However, new research finds that on average, people using these apps aren't actually getting it on more often than partners who aren't on the apps.
I wonder if this is men or women.
It's all of them.
You think so?
Yep.
It sounds skewed men.
App users do report having a greater number of partners, but they aren't necessarily having sex with more regularity. The study compared app users to non-users regardless of current relationship status. App users, not surprisingly, were more likely to be single,
Interesting,
but not necessarily, and non-users were more likely to be in a relationship. So what's up with that? Well, it may be that these apps just aren't as efficient as they promise to be.
Yeah,
first
that's not
of all.
surprising.
Anyone who has ever been on a sex or dating app knows that they create a huge illusion of opportunity, but there's a problem with follow through. The conversation fizzles, people ghost, or the plans don't materialize at all. Then there's decision fatigue and choice overload. You feel like there's an endless supply of people, so why choose, right?
Right. Have you ever used Uber Eats? You'll sit there for an hour and then decide not to eat anything.
What does my tummy want?
Right.
And a whole bunch of people on the apps who aren't actually looking to hook up. They're just there because they're bored or they're just seeking validation or looking for something else.
Like the guy from ghosting the last girl.
Exactly.
So you can get the validation from the comfort of your own room without actually paying for a restaurant.
And there are some people who do that. They never actually go towards the date. They just text for a while and then fall off.
Because that's vulnerable.
Because I got it.
Texting from the couch is not vulnerable.
Exactly. Especially if you're sitting next to your spouse. So there's that.
Oh, God.
Are there some people on the apps who are having a lot of sex? Absolutely. But they're the exception, not the rule. So while hookup apps provide more access to sexual opportunities, in theory, the reality is that most people are going to have a similar amount of sex, whether they're on the apps or not.
Interesting.
I know.
We learn new things every day.
There you go. So how this is valuable in working with clients for me is a lot of times I have to kind of like right size people's expectations when they're on dating apps, right? So I do work with a lot of people who are dating and trying to figure out the dating world, and the apps are always a very emotional response for people. Men and women both state that they feel like constantly demoralized just by being on the apps. It's very vulnerable putting yourself out there and asking for someone to like me and maybe want to sleep with me, right? And so we kind of have to walk through that emotionally together sometimes. So that's the research for today. As always, I will have the citations in today's episode notes if you want to check it out. If this podcast helps, but you want guidance you can use tonight, join our sex therapy community on School. You'll get bite-sized lessons, conversation scripts, and weekly live Q&As where we'll work through real situations together. You don't have to do this alone. There's a whole community of people figuring out with you. Link in the notes to our community.
All right. So next we have Patricia on the phone, and she has a dilemma that she would like to go over with you.
Hi, Patricia. How can I help?
Hi. I'm a stay-at-home mom to my 6-year-old son. I've been homeschooling him for 2 years now.
Okay.
We live in Florida, and besides the schools here being crappy, I also believe he wouldn't do well in a conventional classroom.
Okay.
My concerns about his behaviors had been building up, and I just had him evaluated for autism, and he was diagnosed.
Ooh.
Okay.
So now on top of all the homeschooling, I've had to research autism and find resources for him in my area. And it's been a lot. It's really stressful. But I found a local scholarship and applied and got it. So
Nice.
now I can get him and me some resources like ABA.
Great.
And like even one of the moms in my homeschool group has worked in special ed, and she's been helping me learn some skills to handle his behavior also.
Very nice.
Wonderful. Okay.
Yeah. My problem is that my husband doesn't believe in autism and thinks it's just an excuse that people use.
Doesn't believe in autism. That's nice.
He's very hard on our son, and he thinks that I'm too soft and permissive, and that's why our son acts out, because I don't spank or yell at him more.
Okay.
It's not like I have a different set of rules for him than his dad does. It's just that, to me, punishments don't work or aren't really appropriate for the issues I have with him. Like, he will have a meltdown daily, so I can't just keep punishing him, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what do I do with my husband?
Okay. First of all, you have been tackling all of this on your own, it sounds like, for the most part. You said you're a stay-at-home mom, so dad works outside the home?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's mostly gone.
Okay. So dad sees little bits of your son's behavior. He doesn't see the full picture. He's not there for all of it. You're the one that's been seeing all of it. You're the one that's been noticing things. You're the one that's been educating yourself. I'm guessing you've tried to maybe even educate him some along the way, and that's not going so well?
Exactly.
Okay. All right. I hate this for you. I wish you had a better partner in him right about now. But I guess I could say not all hope is lost. Here's what I would do for a way forward, okay? So
Okay.
you said that you have a friend that's been giving you some suggestions, and you've been trying them out. You've also got some pretty good plans for starting to kind of like learn more about his behavior and how his behavior can kind of be shaped to kind of work with his diagnosis rather than against it. And whether your husband believes in autism or not, first of all, that's such a crazy thing to say. That's like saying, like, I don't believe in gravity. Like, well, it exists, right? And we are all subject to it. So, but he does not have to believe in it. If you think about what he's focused on outcomes, right? He's focused on, the behavior
he
change.
just wants him to behave.
Yes, exactly. Okay. And it sounds like you don't necessarily disagree with him about what behave looks like, right? So,
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in terms of direction, you and him want to move in the same direction. You've been struggling with your son to move in that direction, though, because of his diagnosis. So here's what I would suggest. I would suggest having a talk with your husband where you say, hey, you don't have to believe in it, but what if I learn some stuff that actually helps? So with your friend from the mom group, with the ABA, by the way, do you know what ABA stands for, Sid?
I was going to ask that question. I have no idea what ABA stands for.
ABA stands for Applied Behavioral Analysis. And they use that term to describe or applied behavioral analyst. I think a lot of times the person who comes in will work with an autistic child like in the home, will observe him in the school, things like that, and will work on shaping behaviors and also kind of like helping the parents and the teachers and the caregivers to understand like what works best with shaping his behavior.
Is this offered by the state?
No, not really. A lot of times it's out of pocket, which is
Yikes.
where the scholarship comes in that she was talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
But right. But the ABA and any other doctors, things like that, and also your own research will help you to understand exactly how his mind works and why you see what you see. They will help you to learn new interventions and new skills to help him learn ways to kind of like take direction, to understand himself, his own brain and things like that, and to help him move in the directions that you want him to move for his own well-being, but in the way that works for him and in the way that works. Okay? So what I would do is this. I would have a talk with your husband where you say, respectfully, you're not the one that deals with him all the time. You might want to or need to say, your dim view of the way that I've been parenting is personally hurtful.
True.
That's a separate issue. You can talk about that. That's fine. But in terms of our child, let me run with this and see what happens, right? Let me learn from the ABA, let them come in. And if we find some ways that work, then what's the harm? So focus on the outcomes. Tell him, I don't disagree with the outcomes. I disagree with the means, right? So the goals are the same. The route there might be different. And see if that is at least acceptable to him. Because where you're going to win him over is if he can see progress. If the new way that you're learning actually bears fruit with your son, then how's he going to argue with that?
Right.
Right? So that would be my best suggestion. Other than that, I would suggest, still trying to educate him. But he may be more receptive to education about autism when, again, it comes along with results. So he may need to see that there's actual proof that his son works differently and that these different ways have a good effect.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And man, what a tough spot for you to be in, to really just be taking the lead on this. I cannot commend you more for really being dialed into your kid and really trying to find the best ways to care for him and the best ways to nurture him as a parent.
Thank you.
Yeah. This time that you're putting in right now, early intervention is invaluable. So good on you for that, kid.
Appreciate it.
Hang
It's
in
been
there.
really hard.
Yeah. It has. And it may still be hard. And so lean on those mom groups too.
Absolutely.
Also, maybe, in the process, you might end up meeting other moms and other kids who are autistic and possibly have similar traits or different traits, and you can learn from each other as well.
Yeah.
But hang in there, and that would be my recommendation for the husband, and see if that moves the needle on his feelings on the whole thing. Okay?
Yeah. It makes a lot of sense. Let him see the better changes instead of trying to tell him that they'll come.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Well, I
for
appreciate you.
Okay.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
You
Bye.
too. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Ooh,
That's a tough one.
that's a tough one. To say you don't believe in autism is wild.
Well, I mean, the first thing you need to do is build a community out there and then throw a birthday party
Yeah, right?
with everybody. And then we'll find out
And
how
then
much the dad doesn't
see.
believe in autism.
Mhm.
Have a bunch of disabled kids in your living room.
I love, though, this idea that, it's like that old saying, like, I don't come to where you work and knock the dick out of your mouth, right? Like, I don't try to tell you how to do your job, but you are in the home maybe 20% of the time, and you're a fucking expert on our kid and what should be happening.
He just
and-
knows what she's doing isn't right.
Yeah.
He doesn't necessarily have to know how to do things properly. He just knows that he doesn't appreciate how she's doing it.
But he thinks his way is right.
Maybe. He just knows that the way she's doing it is causing his child to not be a productive member of society.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it could be just self-loathing, and it could be just
Yeah.
a negative attitude.
But then this kid's gonna, so often, neurodiverse kids grow up with this feeling of being broken, being inadequate, all
Right.
this kind of stuff. So dad's gonna scream at him constantly.
Mhm.
Dad's going to spank him, whatever, continuously, when the kid's trying to figure himself out.
Yeah, if your father's ever helped you with math homework in grade school, that's exactly what this kid's life is just going to be about.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
I don't like that for him.
I don't like that for him. I don't like that for her.
Yeah, exactly.
That's very isolating, and that can be very time consuming. So
I know.
it's already hard enough having small children worried about losing yourself when
Yeah,
you find something that needs more attention than you.
very true.
Ugh, terrible.
Whew. Okay, we need a palate cleanser after that one.
Let's do it.
Okay,
What
so
do you got?
how about another product review?
Products.
Yeah. So now it's time for the vibe check. This is where Sid and I review sexual and mental wellness items and ask, does it do the thing?
Does it pass a vibe?
Today, we have a new toy.
Mm-hmm.
We have the dopamine patches. Now, these have been everywhere,
Have
right? They have. This has been all over my TikTok.
Wow.
This has been all over my Instagram. And I finally decided to bite the bullet and see what's up. Okay. So first of all, they're not actually dopamine. Okay.
Okay.
Dopamine, as we know, is the happy chemical, which is
Right.
funny that they're advertising this on TikTok where most people get their dopamine these days. Thank you, China.
3
Anyways,
seconds at a time.
not China anymore, but yeah, 15 seconds at a time.
Mhm.
But if you look at the ingredients, so it's a little patch that you wear on your skin.
Okay.
Dry, hairless skin, which Sid has struggled to find places that are dry and hairless.
I tried
Gross. So you're sweaty and hairy.
all the time,
Okay,
especially in
wonderful.
a sweater.
So yeah, in that Christmassy sweater. But they're mucuna pruriens extract. Don't know what that is. 5-HTP. That helps you sleep. lion's mane mushroom extract, and rhodiola extract.
Which most of these we've actually taken in supplements independently.
Yep.
This is the first time I think I've ever done a patch because I haven't really needed to.
Nope. Also, patch technology is rather new.
It's definitely, I didn't think it was going to work. I was very skeptical.
Especially over-the-counter patches, right? Like they've had like pain med patches, like fentanyl and things like that, but like transdermal, like stuff like this, like relatively new.
Right.
Okay. So these are supposed to give you 8 hours of wear. It's supposed to give you, it's like a steady release, effective absorption, and it says no gut strain. So I guess this is maybe for people who have tried to take these supplements before and it's kind of messed them up a little bit. So what did you think of them? Let's start off with your estimation.
I did not think it was going to work. I'm not hugely experienced in any kind of skin context things. I usually just take my pills in the morning. It's a fistful, but it's pills.
But it's there.
It's there. But for the past few weeks, it's actually been working really well.
Yeah.
I don't want to say that it gave me like go energy, but it definitely changed how I was approaching things.
Okay.
And I can see that. It helped me focus a little bit. I will say that.
Okay.
I was able to sit at the computer for more than an hour and a half at a time.
Oh, hey.
That's a plus.
Well, we got that. I think we have a episode or two that got edited from that. Maybe.
That's absolutely true.
Thank you, dopamine.
Thanks, dopamine. Appreciate you.
So when I was wearing it, I felt definitely prepared to handle tasks. I felt excited to handle tasks, and I felt oddly kind of like optimistic about doing tasks.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I know. So it wasn't like, dishes. I got to do the dishes. It's like, okay, let's do dishes. I was kind of like whistling while I work a little bit.
Love it.
Right. But no jitteriness. There's no caffeine in it.
Yeah, I didn't get any of the caffeine shakes or any of that.
None of that. So this is a 2 for 2 yet again. Again, none of these reviews are sponsored. I bought these out of my own money. And I think, again, for like 3 containers of these, and there's 30 patches in one container. So this is like a 90-day supply. Was again about $30. So if it's something that helps you with, your brain, great. Give it a shot. I didn't have any bad side effects. Did you?
No. I didn't. I mean, the first time I wore it, I forgot it was there completely. So
yeah, exactly.
I think I left it on for 2 days.
Maybe the side effect is not just slapping one over the other.
Yeah.
So maybe a tip is like make sure and put it where you can see it when you're naked. Like don't slap it on your back or your butt cheek or something where maybe you're not going to see it.
Unfortunately, I've limited territory, so I've got to find it.
That's right. I don't really want to guess where that unhairy dry patch is on you. So
they definitely changed after I forgot the first one.
Leave that alone. And it didn't like fuck up your skin or irritate you or anything, right?
No, I don't have very sensitive skin though.
Okay. Yeah, me neither.
I don't want to say that end all be all. It doesn't affect your skin, but I don't have very sensitive skin. So
right. Okay. So it does actually do the thing. So if you feel like that's something that you would be interested in, you can find the link to it in the show notes below, where you can order on Amazon. But again, not making a dime off of it. So it's a true review. Shut up, Sydney. No free promos.
Yeah. You guys want to start sending me products so I don't have to pay for them? I will start hawking your stuff for you. But for right now,
let's talk supplements for a second. I get asked about this constantly, and there's really only one company that I trust, Private Room Supplements. Bliss is my favorite go-to for women. It's a well-researched, science-backed supplement formula designed to support women's sexual health, libido, and satisfaction. This superior ingredient cocktail enhances blood flow, balances hormones, reduces stress, and improves overall sexual functioning. There's just nothing out there on the market that even compares to it. Use code BLISS at the link below for 15% off. Who's our last caller of this festive Christmas episode?
So for this holiday festival, I have a last message that we got from Areal.
Okay.
And we're going to go ahead and have a common question that is asked more frequently than not.
Common. Okay. Let's see.
Hi there. I am in a long-time dead bedroom. My husband doesn't or can't have sex. And despite my questioning over the years, he has never told me why we stopped having sex. We went from twice a week while we were dating to like once a month after we married to once a year. And now it's been 2 years. The whole time I fought to save our intimacy, and I was met with no answers or resolution. But of course, I was told my asking about it was the problem. So I gave up about 2 years ago and accepted I'm just not going to get everything I want out of my marriage. Fine. I barely think about sex anymore, and I actually feel repulsed by the thought of sex with him.
Yikes.
I've also become very adverse to affection. Our entire relationship is otherwise good. We laugh and co-parent and have companionship. What is bothering me is that he seems to feel entitled to affection. This man is constantly trying to hold hands, rub my back, hug, and kiss. I have told him so many times throughout the last few years that I hate when he touches me.
Yikes.
Being kissed bothers me, and I brush him off or shrug away almost every time. He is also very verbally affectionate, always lovey-dovey, and constantly staring at me, which is equally annoying. It is to the point I just try to avoid him. When I snap at him, he acts so wounded and he pouts, but he doesn't say much. Like, you don't get to deprive your partner of their needs, end their sex life in their 20s, waste their youth, and then expect them to accept this behavior after repeatedly telling you it isn't welcome.
Okay.
If he is this obsessed with me, why didn't he try harder to maintain intimacy?
Well, God.
All I am asking is that he steps into this roommate role that he created. So how do I get him to just stop all of this?
Hey, yo, what? Oh, honey, she is mad.
So I'm a little confused.
Yeah. Okay.
What is the actual problem here? Sounds like she's got it all figured out. She's right on top of it.
Her problem is get the fuck away from me.
You don't want to touch me? Don't touch me.
It's like, you don't lick the brownie and put it back down. That's you. If you want to eat the brownie, eat the brownie.
Ugh.
You don't get to just have a placeholder. Okay.
He obviously does.
Okay.
She stayed with him.
No. Okay. So here's the deal. Okay. So first of all, I think he's doing this because I think he feels guilty in some sort of way. I think he's trying to hear me out.
Okay.
Hear me out.
Okay.
I think he knows she's upset about the no sex. Obviously. She said the whole time this has been happening, she's been the only one fighting for their intimacy. Okay.
Sure.
So, okay. So he knows she wants it and he doesn't. Okay. He even said her talking about it is the problem. Don't
shine the light on it.
Right. Don't you dare point out what I'm doing wrong. Right. God forbid. Okay. But I think that this is his attempt to like reassert connection and to like make connection and like be and show her affection, but not the full hokey pokey. So I think that's what's happening. I think that's why there's this like overabundance of this like creepy ass behavior that it's, does that make sense?
I feel like this relationship has always existed and was very common in the 1950s.
Oh, you think this is like a lavender marriage kind of thing? I mean, it very well could be. And she's tried for years to make that part go in her part and it's still missing.
Because he doesn't want her part.
Fair. But then why are you together?
For the kids.
She did not sign up for a lavender marriage. When they started,
that's the biggest issue.
When they started, they were banging.
So the biggest issue,
now
they
no
weren't
bang.
banging that much.
Now no bang, but no bang.
But no bang, yes.
We went from low bang to no bang.
So the question I'm going to ask is, was the original banging love bombing?
I don't know.
Is that like a form of love bombing where you have like that honeymoon phase in the beginning where you sex, and then when it starts to slowly fade off, is that setting an unrealistic expectation within the relationship? Is there a difference between honeymoon phase and love bombing?
That is a big question, and I don't know that I could answer that.
No.
I think they're very similar. I think the mechanism is probably very similar.
I think it's very interesting.
I don't think that's what she's calling about.
No, I don't think so either. But I think it's a lavender wedding.
I think the essential problem is that she's trying to retain the parts of him that she wants to retain, but not the other parts
that he's offering.
Yeah.
Right.
She's saying, let's just co-parent, let's just coexist, but stop creeping on me all the time. But she says she took sex all the way off the table. She's just resigned herself to it ain't happening.
He took sex all the way off the table.
Yeah, but she said, okay, fine.
But in doing so, she also took everything else off the table because she doesn't want any affection at all from him if she can't get that affection.
Yeah.
So find somebody that'll give her that affection.
Agreed. And overall, honestly, that's kind of my takeaway. Like if he's not willing, again, go to therapy. If he's not willing to go,
find a professional.
Yes,
definitely send him to a professional
in your area. But if he's not willing to do that, where do they go? They are at an impasse.
Yeah.
Right?
This is how you want to live your life?
And
That's the
she
question.
doesn't want to keep getting bothered and schmooked on by this guy that doesn't actually want to actually interact with her as a sexual being.
True.
Okay? So she's like, stop annoying me with this. Let's just be roommates if that's what we're going to be. He's not agreeing to that. He wants to have what he wants to have. He wants to feel emotionally connected to her. He wants to feel intimacy, but he doesn't want to actually dick her down. And that's the problem.
So he wants the mirror from treating her the way he wants to treat her, but he doesn't want to dick her down.
Yes.
Okay.
And I might even say this. If I'm to give the biggest benefit of the doubt here,
okay,
maybe this is his stupid ass way of trying to initiate. Okay?
Which part? The back rubbing and the...
Yeah, any of that, but it never actually goes there.
Because did you just listen to her?
Yeah.
She probably spouts off an attitude anytime there's any kind of physical touch.
That's why I said benefit of the doubt. Maybe that's it. Maybe he is trying to start. Maybe he's taking a very slow run up to it. Too slow for her. And it's aggravating.
So the takeaway from the story is...
Go to therapy.
Go to therapy.
Yeah, for sure.
You guys need to talk to somebody.
Like you really do. This sucks. This sounds, but you know what? You know what I love about this call? I get men all the time that tell me that women do not live in dead bedroom marriages.
Yes, they do.
That is a uniquely male problem.
Nope.
And I'm like, sorry. But yes, actually women have that too.
It's got to be like 50-50. I cannot believe it would be anywhere.
It is a lot.
Discount.
It is way more than you would think. But the problem is that people don't talk about it. So like if you're going to do research on it, good luck. Like people don't openly talk about their problems like that.
You mean women don't? Because men absolutely talk about dead bedrooms.
Oh no, women
all the time.
Women will talk about it. They won't. Well, I don't know. Maybe not. Because women very often will shield their male partners from shame.
Yes.
So, so maybe not.
To a crippling degree.
Yeah. And also, too, you've never been that girl when you're in a group of girls and they're all talking about their sex life and you're just over there going.
No, I have not.
It sucks. But anyways. Yeah. So, one, either go to therapy. Two, if therapy is not possible, you probably need to have a come to Jesus talk with him.
Literally.
Where we kind of shit or get off the pot. Like, what are we doing here? You know, because this is going to start to eat into also how you view all of the other things that you two do together. Which
could be your children.
Yeah, exactly.
Yikes.
Yeah. And imagine what that looks like to the kid. Dad goes to hug mom and mom's like, get the fuck off me.
I think I had a friend whose parents were like that.
Oh.
And I remember seeing it. And of course, I don't think any of them are married.
Something's weird there.
I think the last one just got married and he's like 48 years old.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, yeah, that checks out.
Oh, wow.
That checks out.
Those kids got some issues.
If you grew up with your parents just being completely unaffectionate, the intention of getting married probably wasn't very high.
There's one other thing that I will just briefly mention here. This husband might have some kind of like Madonna whore thing going on. So like sex was fine in the beginning when we were like new and she wasn't a mother, but now that she's a mother, it's like I don't feel.
What is the Madonna?
I don't feel dirty. So it's when usually a man, for the most part, equates sex with being dirty, taboo, all this kind of stuff. And so that's something I do with a loose woman or I do with a prostitute or something like that. Not something I do with a wife or mother. Like those are like sanitized and kind of pedestaled and vilified kind of like places in their mind. So once you as a woman move over to that category, all of the hot, sexy stuff turns off.
Interesting.
And that happens more than you know. So he might kind of have some of that, which might be why, again, he's like, I can be affectionate, but we're not going to do the dirty.
That's weird.
It is weird.
That's super weird.
It's rough.
That's a hard thing. Go to therapy.
Please.
You need it.
Please. Did we have a theme today?
No.
Okay.
Today's just...
That's my Christmas gift.
That's your Christmas gift. You don't have to guess the theme.
Yeah.
I just had 3 really interesting
These are good ones.
I
And
was
you're
like, I'm not going to put these together.
We're just going to throw them in. Okay. All right. Well, big thanks to all of our guests today. If you have any questions or stories you'd like to share on the show, please email us at hello@betweensessionspodcast.com or hit up the 24/7 hotline at 682-422-7732. And that's 682-422-7732. Please give us a subscribe, like, and follow on all platforms. Check out the website to get on the mailing list to stay updated on any local special events. Big thanks, as always, to our sponsors, Ritual Hair Co. in Dallas and Private Room Supplements for all your sexual wellness needs.
Ba-boom.
Boom. I'll see you next session.
You will.
All right. Now, get out.